Hey guys, Eric here, and I'm starting a new video series on everything arcade related, or Megacade related in this case. All of these videos, it didn't feel correct to include them in the normal Problem Solved series or the Problem Solved Basic series, so these are going to be a special category of videos concerning arcades, video gaming, and specifically the Megacade. This is going to be all about mods, all about playing the games in here, configuring games, hopefully some any configuration that needs to be done or anything that needs to be added or upgraded to the system. I'm going to include how-tos and instructionals and stuff like that. It's going to take some time to build up these videos and build up this part of the channel, but that's what I hope to do. And we're going to start today with our first mod, and our first mod I like to call the Megacade floating mod. I didn't coin that phrase. That would be Mr. Raymond Dye of RPEG. And we're going to add these LEDs to the bottom of our Megacade there. It's going to make it look like it's floating off the floor. And we're going to power them with the Megacade. As soon as we power on the Megacade, the LEDs should come on as well. So that's what we're doing today. Alright, so today we're going to be modding the Megacade with these LEDs here. I don't have any experiences with this kit. I just ordered this kit off of Amazon. I'll include the link in the description below. This is a basic LED kit. It comes with cleaning wipe. We have some instructions. We have a remote, which is one of the main reasons why I wanted this kit, so I can configure the LEDs to match the LEDs in the tavern back here, and I can change the colors whenever I want. Looks like we have some connections here, because what this is essentially 4 strips, and they have a sticky back. I'm hoping these strips are actually long enough to provide light on all 4 sides of the Megacade. That's the hope. And they do look long, and I hope it disperses the light so it looks nice. Either way, I think it'll complement the Megacade well. We also have some more connectors here to connect the strips together. We're going to use those, and then a power adapter. This kit was really cheap from Amazon. I don't remember the exact price, but as I said, I'll probably put it in text somewhere in this video, and I will also include a link in the description below. Alright, so we're going to get to adding these, and we're going to power them through the Megacade itself. There's plenty of room in the back of the Megacade, so we may need to add a surge protector if there's not an available outlet. I have added an external drive to this Megacade already, and I'm going to make a video about that drive as well. But in the meantime, let's get started with this LED mod. Okay, the first step in doing this mod is actually getting access to the back panel of the Megacade. This should be pretty easy because your Megacade ships on wheels. The casters that are on the Megacade I have right now are the ones that came with it. They're the stock ones. I'm going to do another video on modding those because this Megacade is sitting on carpet, as you can see here, and it doesn't roll very well on the carpet. I want to add some casters with some bigger wheels so it rolls a little bit better, but either way, it does help you maneuver the cabinet around because it weighs about 400-500 pounds, but it just doesn't roll the best. So the first thing we're going to do is gain access to the back panel and take a look at the inside. Okay, now that we have the Megacade moved out from the wall, we can get access to the back panel here. And you can see there are actually 2 panels. There's a panel up here with a little keyhole that gives you access to the back of the TV. And then there's a panel down here which gives you access to all the electronics inside. So let's unplug the Megacade. Easy enough. Next thing is your Megacade should have come with a set of keys, probably 2 sets of keys, and these keys open up the back panels. They're not meant to be that secure because frankly they're not that secure, but the keyholes do hold the panels in place, and it makes for easy access to the back and all of the electronics in the Megacade, which is nice. Alright, with the Megacade back panel off, we can actually see all the space that's inside the Megacade here, and there's a lot of room for modding different things, and I know that there are some people out there that have done some crazy mods to their Megacades, and eventually I hope to get there and add quite a few things to this, but one step at a time. Alright, so this is inside the Megacade itself. We have a subwoofer here, we have the actual system, computer system over there, along with all the hard drives down here. We have an added external hard drive right here, and I'll explain what that is in a later video. But mainly what I'm looking for in here is a place to mount a power strip, which it looks like I can pretty much do anywhere, but it's gonna have to plug in. Since these are LEDs, they're not gonna have much power draw, so I'm probably just gonna add my own power strip to the existing power strip over there, and then mount that power strip somewhere in here. It has to be close to the base because I don't want a lot of wiring or anything like that, and I don't want any visible wiring on the outside. And that may involve drilling a tiny hole in the bottom of the Megacade so that I can feed the wire up through it. What I'm thinking right now is actually mounting the power strip right over there next to the existing power strip, just because I don't want any wires just coming all the way across the cabinet. We actually could do something, actually we probably will. So I'm going to mount the power strip maybe on this side, this wall over here. This is the right side wall if I'm facing the back. And I'm going to run the wires through some wire management down on the other side over there. I could mount the power strip up here too. We have plenty of space. So there's a lot that we can do up here. Let's get started. Alright, the next thing that we gotta do is we gotta figure out exactly how these LEDs connect together, because that's gonna help us determine where the wires are gonna run and where the power is gonna come from. So let's take a look. These are the strips themselves. And if you look on the ends of the strips, you will see there's 4 little holes there on each side. That's how we're going to connect them together. So we're going to use these connectors that it came with. So let's open this up. Dump these out. So it came with some wire management, these things here. These are nice, they will keep our wires up and out of the way, but it also came with these connectors, and that's kind of what we're after. So I'm going to plug this in to one end. I don't know if you can see this. Just like that, it slides in, and that makes this from a female to a male connector. And then we can take that male connector and we can plug it in right here. Right here. Just like that. And this wire can be used to connect the other strips to each other. So we have 4 strips that we need to connect together. So again, we will add the little connector to the end to make it a male, because at the ends of these is just 2 female connectors. So we will plug this in just like that. Now we've got 2 strips connected together, as you can see, and we'll just connect the other ones the same way. You can connect the strips directly to one another, just like this, having one male and one female, and just sliding them together to make one long strip. But we need these wires in between because there are corners on the Megacade, and we want a strip on each side of the system. Okay, so I've got all 4 connected now. Now we need the end, which I believe is in here. So this is the little remote packet, anti-static bag. There's a remote, comes with a battery. You can see a little plastic slide there. And here's where our power comes from for the LED strips. So again, we have a female connector here, and then we have this connector for the adapter, which is just gonna slide in just like that. Okay, so we need to add another one of these little male connectors to the end of the LED. And then we will slide our little power connector right on that. Okay, now we have an entire chain of LEDs connected together, and we are ready to start mounting to the Megacade. Alright, so this is the floor. This is the bottom of the Megacade. This kick panel is really dusty already. I'm gonna have to clean that up. Anyway, you kind of want to do a dry fit here, so don't peel off any of the backings on the LEDs. Just make sure that you lay them out the way you want them. So I have a couple different options here. The front is really big, so I may want to just keep 2 LED strips in the front, just like that, since we won't really need one on the back, and then take care of the 2 sides with these LED strips here. So it kind of looks like that. So we have 2 of the LED strips in the front, and then we have 1 LED strip on the back. What this does is your power ends up coming up right here in the back of the Megacade, which is really what we want. I can drill a little hole in the bottom of the Megacade here, so I can slip this wire up through that hole, and we can get power inside of the Megacade. And none of the wires should actually be visible. They have wire management that came with it, so we're gonna go ahead and mount these just like that. I like that. So it's basically a U shape around the front of the Megacade. There won't need to be any LEDs on the back because you're not really seeing the back of the Megacade anyway. So let's go ahead and stick these on, and then we'll take care of the power on the inside of the Megacade. To mount these LEDs, these LED strips, they have a sticky back on them. You can just peel this off and then you can mount it. I want to make sure that this wire is in the middle. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to unplug this strip here in order to stick it on. Since we do have some extra, and then I'm just going to show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to mount it right here, right underneath. I don't know if you can see that. Right underneath. Try to make sure it's straight. And yeah, we'll just go ahead and put this on. So we're going to peel off the back. Alright, we're going to peel that off, and we are going to stick that right here. And we're just going to kind of eyeball it, because there is going to be a good amount of light disbursement underneath the Megacade. That's going to stick right there. Alright, we have our front 2 strips on. I don't know if you can see right under there. They're mounted. I don't know if you can actually see them, but they're mounted right under there. And the cord that connects them is just running straight across here. You can't really see it, which is good. Now I'm going to take this end here, and we're going to plug it into the LED strip, which ends right here by the caster. Right there. And then we're going to go around to the side, and we're going to stick our LED strip here on the side. Now this one I want to be in the center, so we're just going to place it right here in the center on the side, and then we'll take care of the extra cable that's right here. As you can see, there's a little extra cable right here. We'll zip tie that up with the cable management that it came with, so it doesn't hang down on the bottom. But we're going to stick this LED strip right here. Alright, so we have the strips mounted to the bottom of the Megacade. You can see there's a wire here. There's the power hanging out over here. And if you go on this side, you can see the other wire right here for the other strip. Before I do final cable management on anything that I'm doing, I like to power it on and make sure everything works correctly, and then we can manage the cables and get them into place. But in order to power it on, we have to figure out the power situation on the inside of the Megacade. Alright, here we are in the back of the Megacade. Let me show you what I did for power. So I've added this power strip, and it's just connected up here with some command Velcro, and that's okay in case I need to move it in the future or anything like that. And it just goes right over to that power strip there. Since we're connecting LEDs that are really low power draw, this shouldn't be an issue, but this gets it close enough to the corner. Sorry, my phone's providing light over there. But the corner over here, which is where I'm going to drill the hole for the power. So we will connect the power right here to this power strip, and then we can run this cable right down along the side over here down to the power strip. Alright, so we're in the back of the Megacade, and I'll show you the hole I drilled. I gotta clean up the sawdust down here. But basically we got a little hole right here, and this is the power for the LED. The only thing that you want to make sure of is that you are in enough from the side to miss the caster that's right underneath here, and also in enough from the back to miss, there's a piece of wood down here, plywood, that the caster sits on and it's bolted into, so you want to make sure you miss that completely. And I've adjusted it over here. I'll show you what it looks like from the bottom as well, but this is where the power is going to come in right there and plug into. Alright, so if you look at this caster right here, let me move you closer. Right here you can see the wire comes down on the inside of the caster, and the hole is right on this side over here where you can see my finger is. I'm gonna route this wire on the inside of the caster, not the outside, because I don't want it to wrap around. And I'm just gonna mount it up to the bottom of the Megacade so you won't see it anymore. But that's how it looks right now. It's hanging right there. Now we just gotta plug in power and make sure it works. Alright, so we have the dry fit in place. I haven't finalized the cable management yet because we're just gonna power it on and make sure the LEDs work. So let's go ahead and do that. Alright guys, so we got power on and you can see the LEDs below the Megacade there. It's gonna look better when it's darker here in the room, but I just want to make sure that everything's on. As you can see, they're reflecting off the bottom there, and we can actually adjust them with this remote here, so we can change them to red, and maybe that's easier to see. And we can adjust the brightness as well, make them dim, make them bright, and we can change the color. Really nice. Okay, we're gonna do final cable management, and so we're gonna hide these cables with the included cable clips, and then we're gonna move the Megacade back into place and we'll see how it looks. Alright guys, so I got everything back into place, and if you look down there you can see the LEDs around the side over here, and actually back there on the side as well. We're gonna take another look at it at night when it's a little darker in this room, and should look pretty good. Alright guys, it's a little darker in here, and you can see the LEDs a bit better now, right underneath the cabinet. Looks pretty good. It complements the rest of the tavern here. Now everything matches. Now it makes me want to add LEDs to the back of the cabinet to reflect off the wall, but that might be a mod for another day. But it's basically going to be the same process that I did here. Not quite sure if I'm going to do that yet though. Anyway, that's how to add LEDs to your Megacade and how to float your Megacade. Hope you guys found this video entertaining and helpful. If you have any questions, go ahead and leave me a comment below. Till then, happy gaming.